Welcome to episode 2 of Behind the Gram. I'm Afia. Today's special guest. There's actually a big behind story to why this day is very special. This is basically my long lost cousin.
Yes, it's crazy.
He was like pioneering the way people started to love Afrobeats and fall in love with it and create dances and put them together. I honestly think they played such a big part in the movement. But this is literally, I mean, she's my TikTok sensation. This is Nifè. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for
as
having
said,
me.
this day is so much bigger than just this interview.
It's
Like,
crazy.
this is my whole long lost cousin.
It's mad that this is what brought us together again as well. This
know.
is crazy.
And it's actually Instagram that brought
Yeah,
us
to be
together,
fair, yeah,
which
social
is
media. Yeah.
a coincidence because we're about to get into your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous because I don't. Anyway, let's just see what you pull up. I
Why
don't know
are
what
you
you're gonna pull up.
nervous?
I don't know because then I'm gonna have to. Let's see. Anyway, let's see.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've never watched the show before, I scroll through people's Instagram.
Okay.
I take a little dive into the posts, the videos, all
Yep.
that sort of thing. And I think Instagram really, it's a good way of documenting your story, and it's a good way of actually, when you scroll to the bottom, you can literally see progress visually. It's crazy, and I think it's just a great way of showing people's journey.
Okay.
So, let me screen record so that people can see it. We're gonna start right at the beginning.
Okay.
This is one of your Chop Daily dance tutorials. This is 2016.
Damn. See, I was doing challenges before they were even. I remember before they were a thing like they are today. That was one of my
That's
dance
why I called you
challenges.
the pioneer. I'm not joking. Because I mean, lockdown is when things really took off in terms of.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all dancing on TikTok.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, not professionally like you. I was dancing on TikTok. Everyone was dancing on TikTok.
Yeah.
But in 2016, you were dancing and showing people how to dance.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time?
So around that time was when I met the person who's my manager today. So he
really?
owns Chop Daily, hence why I
Oh,
work
Dex.
with. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I work with him a lot because we actually met on one of my first proper music videos for UG and Mr. Easy back in the day. It was Dance For Me, Shucky.
Come on.
So I was in that video and he was obviously managing UG at the time. So he was on set and I met him, I met his sister, I found out I went to the same school as his sister and that they live like down the road from me, which was amazing. And then because of just the ease and the convenience of how close we lived together, how close we lived to each other, it was so easy to do like YouTube content with him and like all of this work. So then I did that, and at some point, somewhere along the line, I think that song actually was a paid song actually. So they paid me to dance to the song and make a challenge, and I was like, I could do that. It wasn't much, but yeah, it was back then, and I just started out. So made the challenge, and then it did well. It did well for the song at the time. So yeah, that was that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was saying, Chop Daily, like, I just remember being young and it's like, if you wanted to find out how to dance to a certain song, that's where you're going.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the reason why that started is because we used to try and look for stuff and it would be like, rah, no one's teaching these Afro moves. No one's like, there's just nothing that was accessible out there to say, okay, this is the name of this and this is how you do it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was, and to be fair, it was still forming and it was still developing at the time.
The early
right? And I
stages,
think even till
definitely.
now, Afrobeats is still becoming its own thing. Like it's not fully, I wouldn't say it's a definitive thing just yet because it's just taking
Like different
influences from
countries are
everywhere.
now, like,
exactly.
creating their sounds.
Right,
Yeah.
we're still just about figuring out what the general name for everything is. Like there was a time
not.
where the whole Afrobeats, there was an argument about whether it should even be called
Yeah.
Afrobeats. Like it's still in its development stage. It's just later on in the development stage, I think. So at the time, we just slot in quite well with the fact that this thing was growing and like. Yeah, people are trying to figure out what the moves are, not just Africans anymore, like people outside of Africa trying to figure out what it is. So let's put it out there and be the face of something.
Yeah,
Quite
I
cool.
mean, you've done what you had to do.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we tried.
And at this stage, like 2016,
Yeah.
did you even envisage?
It's all right. It's
Where's
all right.
the English?
It's all right.
Did you envisage that this could lead to basically what you're doing now, where you are essentially the face of
That's
it?
a good question. I mean, the idea was to be like associated with the genre and like be a face in its history, but I don't think I knew it would get to where it is now because a lot of the things that are here now weren't here back then. So I was just doing my thing and doing what I loved and hoping that it would get me somewhere, or like some director somewhere would want to put me in a video. Like there was just other goals I was thinking about. I wasn't even thinking about what I'm doing now. And then as things started to change and opportunities started to pop up on other platforms, I was like, okay, wait, okay, cool. And then at the time, I don't think a lot of people were making money from social media as well. So that was just not a concept like that, like it is today. Like it could be a full-on career if you go into it. Like before, it was kind of like there was maybe the top 1% were making some kind of money, not even a lot. So I didn't think it was an opportunity until it became an opportunity, basically. So yeah.
That's amazing. Let's get into something else.
Okay.
I think for me, it was very touching, like you mentioned, how Afrobeats, like it became now where it's not just the people from the continent that are taking part.
Yeah,
it's people outside. And you went to Greece.
Oh
and this girl,
my gosh, yeah.
It's how excited that she was to do the dance. That's what touched me.
She was crying afterwards, and I was like,
way.
oh, I didn't know it was like that.
Oh my gosh, I love this video. 1 second, let me play it properly.
Oh, that's crazy.
How can you go to Greece and basically someone not only recognises you but knows the dance and is like, let's do it?
Can I do it with you? Yeah, it was mad to me. In fact, before then, in the airport, I remember. So I was in Greece for a job. So I was there for a week for the job, and then I extended my trip just because I love the country so much, and I was like, yeah, just because. So when I was in the airport on the way to Greece, I was in the queue with someone that I just like made friends with, like just as we were walking and finding our gate, and we were talking, and then a girl behind me said, hey, aren't you Nifè? And I was like, yes, like what do you want? She's like, can I get a picture? And I was like,
was that the first time?
That was the first time. And then while I was in Greece, it kept happening in a few different places.
Like
and I was
Greece,
just like,
well, who would have thought?
I didn't even know Afrobeats was a thing in Greece like that. But apparently it's a huge, like when I was going out, I would hear Afrobeats all the time. Really? So I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense, but still I wouldn't think that you would recognize me. And yeah, anytime, like she saw me in a club one of the nights that I was out there, and then when she saw me in the beach again, she was like, okay, please, like I saw you and I didn't say and then saw me again at the beach. She was like, please, like I don't want you to leave, and I've not tried to, at least do a dance with you. And I was like, yeah, what dance do you want to do? She goes, I know yours, let's do yours. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And our whole family was watching. It was just a surreal moment. It was just crazy to think that it's come this far, that like there's Greek people out here doing Afrobeats dances. Like I never thought that would be the case, but it's lit. I mean, yeah, I don't blame them. I love Afro,
it's not just people in Greece that have been copying your dances. What P Diddy's children doing your dances?
It's crazy. Oh my, okay, so this was from a tutorial. So I taught Paris Gobil's dance to Level Up, Level Up. And that was a YouTube tutorial. And then I remember seeing him post it on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's me on the screen. They're learning from my tutorial. It was mad, crazy. And at this point, I didn't have followers at that point. I think I had like 5,000 maybe. Like I was just doing my thing, and people just happened to stumble across it because there was not much else if you wanted to learn certain dances or trends. Like people weren't really teaching it on YouTube as much.
And you said this was not that it was by accident, but it's like you just were doing your thing, and it just happened.
And having a lot of faith that it will get me somewhere that I can, feed myself. But I was just doing what I loved. And to be fair, when you're young and you have kind of time, and I wouldn't say money per se, but you're not paying bills and stuff, it's so much easier to just do what you love and like at least try and explore it while you can, while you've not got any bills to pay, and like, you're not really responsible for anyone else or anything else. So I think I was just lucky that I was allowed to explore my passion while I could, and then it led me to obviously.
That's so sweet. And how did your family embrace what you wanted to do? Because it was all very like social media is obviously, it wasn't really a career in a sense. So this was all very foreign. Then I'm assuming, but I mean, tell me if I'm wrong.
I think with my mum, the one thing that actually helped was church actually, because it was heavily encouraged for me to dance in church. So she was just happy. She was like, okay, like, cool,
that's my girl.
Yeah, that's my girl. And then as I got older and she realized, okay, this is what I'm meant to do, she was like, okay, do it. But like, she obviously put her boundaries in place, which we had.
What are her boundaries? That's so good to know.
I think one of the funniest ones I can think of right now is that I wasn't allowed to wear shorts in like music videos and stuff. So she wouldn't let me, like, even if they were normal length, like just not indecent, just as long as my legs were showing or my arms were showing or any kind of skin was showing, she was like, oh, no.
Not having
and I
that.
kind of was like, I'm a dancer, like I don't get to choose what I'm wearing. Like I have to be able to be flexible with the directors and stuff, but grew up, we got through that.
Got over that.
And just little things like I had to be super conscious of what I was doing, like who I was dancing for, and like she's a parent, so she was a bit protective, and it's kind of understandable. And she loosened her boundaries and like she pushed the benchmark a bit when I grew up. So it was okay, but that's all I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, pretty much my mum was supportive, and every other family member had to just kind of follow suit. Like if my mum's supporting me, I can't really say anything. Yeah, and they did say stuff, but it was kind of like, but I don't care because my mum is cool with it. So yeah, it wasn't really too hard. Yeah,
and just, I mean, when you're out with her, does she recognize people recognizing you? And
yeah, and sometimes when she's out by herself, she just gets recognized. Like the other week,
oh, because she's in your videos sometimes.
Yeah. So the other week she was in a barber shop. Cause she's got short hair, so she was getting a little trim. Yeah. And the barber was like, she said he was giving her a funny look, and she didn't know why. And then the hairstylist so the barber was in a salon, and the hairstylist there were they were talking in tree, and then one of them said my name, and then she turned around and they were like, yeah, we knew if we said her name that you'd turn around, aren't you her mum? She's like, yeah, I am. And she found it really awkward. But yeah, she gets recognized sometimes, and I think she secretly loves it. But it is strange. It is strange for someone who's not doing it to be recognized. Exactly. But it's cool.
That is sweet. Let's get into some more pictures. No, I mean, they're really... This one actually stood out to me. I think it was really nice that, you know, I mean, your relationship with TikTok is really, it seems like not only because obviously you're present on the app, but it's as if they've almost taken you under their wing and really supported you, and you are on a billboard.
Yes. Oh my God.
This was, what year was this? This is 2021.
Yes. This is last year.
How does it, I mean, how do you feel when you see, oh, that is so cute. Your mom, is that your sister as
Yeah,
well?
that's my sister.
My family.
This is your family.
How did it feel seeing yourself on a billboard?
Do you know, it was again, all I can say is it was surreal. It was crazy. Like, I think, do you know what? Actually, no, let me not say that it was mad, because that year, so 2020 December to 2021 January, I was doing a vision board. I was like, this is what I want for the year. I'm going to think outside the box, you know. So one of the things on my vision board was a billboard, and I didn't know how it was going to happen, when it was going to happen. And when it did happen, I had forgotten that I'd put that on there.
Right?
That's what happens.
You have to remind yourself that, hold on, that was actually a goal.
Right? It was crazy. I found it when I was moving flats, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a billboard on it. I didn't even remember that it was on my vision board when it happened. I was just like, it's crazy how like putting your faith and like your energy in something can make it a realization later on. Like, it was surreal. That's all I can say. It was just mad surreal. And then obviously for it to be doing like Black History Month as well, I was like, okay, it's special. Like, this is really, really special. And yeah, it was just, everything was full circle for that billboard moment. Like, even the person that helped get me on the billboard, I worked with her back in the day when she used to work for Red Bull, and now she works for TikTok. So like, it's just all of these little full circle moments that make a huge full circle moment. So it was pretty nice.
And it's so nice that you said that, obviously, Chop Daily, which is where everything kind of started, that he's your manager still.
Right, and it's crazy because he retired from managing, or I don't know if retired is the right word, but he had stopped managing. He, you know, said it wasn't for him or whatever, and later on, he only picked it up because obviously we had a relationship before that. Like, he was my mentor and big bro anyway before that, so it kind of made sense when things started picking up that, okay, you know what, if I am going to trust my career with anyone, I'll trust it with someone who's kind of done it before and someone that's already been here and helped me get to this point. So again, yeah, full circle.
And what do all these moments mean to him as well? Because he's part of the story. Like, he's part of the story. Chop Daily, obviously, there's so much culture as part of it. And you know, it's not just any platform. It was to document things that are happening like, in the continent. So.
I mean, I think for him, he's a little bit more like, well, yes, of course it's supposed to happen because we said it was going to happen. Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I love the energy and I love that kind of mindset. But for me, I'm always like, I'm still surprised. I don't understand. And he's like, no, we worked through it. Like, you know, obviously he's grateful and stuff, but it's like, we worked for this. Like, embrace it. You know that you did this kind of thing. So I guess he's happy, but he's so laid back off someone. Like, he's just, yeah, this is supposed to happen. That's what we worked for. Yeah, part of the plan. It's supposed to happen. But yeah.
Amazing. I noticed though on your Instagram, I mean, I feel like a lot of things are like work, because this essentially is your job. This dancing is work for you, and that's pretty much majority of the things that you post. But it was really interesting to see that you done the H&M campaign.
Oh yeah.
And I think, I mean, to be honest, I was more looking at, I mean, other than like you said, like dance is life and all of those sort of things. And if you're down, you get up and dance, which is lovely. Yeah. And then you mentioned like, you know, it's all like dance is one of my favorite ways to find balance and peace again. And it's like, when did you realize that dance was that thing for you?
I think because for a long time, like, dance was the only thing that I would continue to do, whether I'm happy, sad, or whatever. So, like, sometimes if I'm down,
Dance sad as well.
yeah, but the thing is,
It picks you up.
yeah, and I guess when I say that, people think I must just get up and start dancing to make myself. It's not necessarily like that, but when the opportunity to dance comes along, that dance, whatever you've done in that opportunity has helped.
Mood.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's changed your
cool.
mood, or like, again, I can be like this, and then as soon as I'm dancing, I'm back to and doing that and smiling makes you just force yourself to get back into a better mood. So being able to do that through dance and moving and whatnot, I think it does a lot. I think it does a lot for your hormones and the chemicals that make our body work as well, because you're listening to music that you enjoy as well. So I think just technically and scientifically it helps, and then obviously like personally and emotionally I love it too. So it's the only thing that I can do no matter what the situation is. Like, if I'm sad, even if I'm happy most of the time and I'm available to my friends most of the time, if I'm sad, I'm not. So like, all these other things can change when I'm sad, but dance doesn't. And if I'm happy, a lot of things can change, dance doesn't. All of these things,
It's like that consistent
it's
thing
the
in
consistent
your life.
thing for me.
Love
Exactly. So yeah, that's why I say that.
that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that post really like showed a different side to you as well, because
Yeah.
like, I mean, if everyone saw you just generally day to day, you're dancing,
Yeah,
you're happy,
yeah.
Afrobeats are keeping the spirit alive, you're happy, but that one, I was like, do you know what, it actually picks you up, because you're human at the end of the day.
Exactly. We all need our thing to help us get back into a better place. So that's mine.
Right, the next post, again, I mean, I found this one really, it was different. This was in 2019, and there was a screenshot. I think someone left a comment.
I remember this.
Do you
now.
remember it? They were basically saying that you've given skinny girls the confidence to dance, and they were like, I don't, wait, what did they say? Like, I don't need a big booty to shake it to be a good dancer. And it makes going out and dancing so much easier.
Yeah, that I remember.
That's
The reason
really
why,
deep.
yeah, at the time, the reason why I posted it, because I was first of all surprised that was even in anyone's head, because to me, I still have my own insecurities, and everyone deals with it differently, right? And for me, I've just gotten used to it. You know, you just accept this is my body, it's fine, it is what it is. You know, I wanted to be thick for so long. I wanted to put on so much weight for so long, and always being called the skinny girl when you grow up, and whatever the case may be. It affected my confidence when it came to dance, because there'll be certain moves I wouldn't want to do just because I felt like it didn't look good on my body, even though it's crazy to think now.
I never think that that's what you would think.
Yeah, no, literally, so a lot of the time I actually stay away from before I stayed away from shaking my mum and
Not
stuff.
anymore.
I'm grown now, so yeah, when I was younger I used to stay away from any kind of movement focused around that area. So when she said that, I was like, okay, I don't actually consciously do that. Maybe the few moments that you catch me doing it has given her what she needed to get confidence to then think, you know what, I don't look so bad because Nifè doesn't look so bad. And I was like, that's crazy. And it was one of the things that made me think, I need to stop thinking of myself that way. If someone else is looking at me thinking, you look absolutely fine, you look good when you dance, I was like, what am I complaining about? And it's one of the things that actually helped me get out of that mindset of, I could look better if I, was thicker doing this move.
Been training dancing from a younger age. Was that because of your peers around you that were dancing?
It was more because of my peers, and because in dance it's ideal to be slim, that's great, but
literally I was gonna say I thought it'd be the other way
right
around.
But then in Afro dance now it's not.
Okay.
So that's where I think the difference was, because I trained and commercially it's fine, musical theatre wise fine, cool. When it got to doing Afrobeats dancing, I started noticing that in videos I'd be placed somewhere else because she doesn't have the body. And there was one job I even got kicked off of because they said she's not thick enough, we need thicker girls. And that's cool, but at the end of the day, when we look at our culture as well, it's not like I can be so surprised, because a lot of the time it is preferred, or it's seen more womanly if you're a little bit curvier, or you're respected a little bit more in terms of being a woman if you have more curves. So you just have to unlearn all of it and just decide that
you
feel like in different shapes.
That's still an issue.
I don't know.
I mean, you're Nifè. There should be no issues anymore. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I guess maybe it could be, but I just don't focus on it anymore. So I don't know. It could be. It's not an issue for me anymore. It's got nothing to do with me.
Oh, amazing. No, I feel like there's moments like that where you kind of realize what you're doing is more than just the dance. You're not just here to teach people to dance.
Exactly.
You're actually changing mindsets.
Crazy. Yeah, and helping change my own indirectly.
Exactly.
Kind of weird.
She helped you. You helped her.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. No, that's beautiful. I think we've got about 2.
Okay.
We had
That's
this. I mean, for me, this is just iconic. And I mean, you're better than me. I graduated and I was very You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I walked across that stage, done what I had to do, grabbed my thing, I waved at my mum, and I got about my business. But
Yeah.
when you graduated,
Now, this is
what you
crazy.
did.
This is memory lane for real.
you just have to put your mark on it.
Do you know what's crazy? Now watching that, I'm a little bit cringed out. I'm like,
Don't
girl,
be
why do you
silly.
do the most?
This
Why
video
did
went everywhere.
Yeah,
This
I
is
remember.
Perfect. It's so you, which I love.
And I remember everyone arguing about why a Nigerian girl is wearing kente
Oh,
at her graduation.
Know about the culture mix.
I don't know that my mum is half Ghanaian. I don't know.
That's how we're, related. I'm gonna keep mentioning.
And we have the same name. You know, we have the same name.
Really?
Yeah, I'm Afia too.
Really?
That's what. Yeah, that's how I know you don't remember me from when you're younger.
No,
because
I'm
I
serious.
remember you were my only cousin that had the same name,
Wow.
and for some reason it gassed me when I was younger. So I was like, oh my god, my cousin.
I need to find the pictures. The
You
way we're doing behind the ground, we
do.
need to do behind our own archive so I can
Exactly,
find this.
exactly.
That's so cute.
But yeah, like graduation. I think I can't lie. My mum was the one that gave me the idea. She was like,
Really?
I know you. If I know my daughter, you're gonna do something on the stage. And I didn't really think about doing anything. And I was like, actually,
done, mummy.
yeah. And then she was like, and if you obviously get the recording after, that's something you can post as content.
Oh,
my mum
auntie
was
is
on
on
job.
it.
She's on
Oh,
job.
I
I'm
love
telling
her.
you. So the whole time I was sitting there, and I was like, yo, Nifè, you cannot do this. The place was full. Like this is before lockdown, before any COVID. Like everyone was there, family members, everyone. I was just like, yo, Nifè, you're gonna be that extra girl doing the most. And just as I was walking up on the stage, like to be in the queue, I just decided I'm not gonna do it. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not making a scene. They've actually said explicitly, please, everybody behave yourself. So I was like, why would I? No, I'm not doing it. And just something, I don't know, switched on when I was walking towards the certificate. I was just thinking, bro, I cannot waste this opportunity. And it's the only time in my life I'm going to graduate, so let me do it. Now, what I didn't expect was the reception of it. Like, I didn't expect it to go viral. I didn't expect all of that. I just thought it would be cute because I had my own little following. And it's nice to share my moment in a way that they know me, like through dance.
Perfect.
So yeah, I just kind of thought of that. And in fact, on that day, I did a video outside, like a little dance video. I think it was a freestyle, if I'm correct. Yeah, it was a freestyle, and that did its own thing as well. And that was again in the same outfit. And then I, at the time, was called GraduationBae, whatever. But it was cool. I can't lie. It was like a good way to make a memory that not only I remember, a lot of other people. So my followers that knew me back then, obviously my friends and family that saw it and was just super excited because of the way they found out about the graduation. So it was cute. It was nice. It was good.
And it was all down to your mum.
It was all down to her. Exactly.
And I love how, I think it didn't only just show like, you were representing your culture, you were just taking your moment, you were representing all black people graduating in predominantly like white places.
Yeah, and I think as well it opened people's eyes a lot to like just the diaspora still being proud of where they're from.
And, like a lot of people,
like
maybe first generation, going to uni and stuff like that. Like,
Exactly.
I think there was so much reason why there was appeal.
Exactly, and my favorite thing about that video is the fact that the guy said my name, like the professor said my name so correctly. For an English guy, he said it smoothly, no stuttering, no nothing.
Listen,
I was so happy,
lucky.
and that was that's what everyone
You're
told
very
me.
lucky.
I was just so happy. I was like, yeah, this is the right way. This is the right way to graduate. My name was said right. I didn't feel embarrassed about it. Like I got to show off my culture, and I just got to be me and have that memory for life. So yeah.
Amazing. What was uni like for you and studying, knowing that kind of your mind was somewhere else and you knew what you wanted to do, but you were still studying, as a lot of us do?
Yeah, I think with uni, I went to uni in Manchester, so I was always in London anyway. Like every chance I could get, I was like, I'm going to London, I'm going to find one, I'm going to go do this job or that job. But while I was in uni, I managed to like start dance classes. So I did a little dance class for the ACS community. I joined the ACS myself, did Big Clash. I did like a whole bunch of things to still like have me involved in the uni experience. But I was definitely in London a lot. And the course that I did was public relations and marketing. So I knew everything I was learning in uni would help me eventually, whether it's for myself or someone else. So I kind of was enjoying every part of it I could, apart from the city. I kept leaving the city every weekend, but I enjoyed everything else.
You have to do.
Yeah,
it gets like that. That was me. My suitcase every day.
Literally.
I was like, I've got work to do.
Yeah,
I can't just be here lying down and doing. No, you have stuff to do.
And I feel like I'm the type of person that likes to move anyway. I don't like to be in one place for too long. So if I have a base, I want to be traveling, whether it's within the UK, outside of the UK. I just need to travel. I couldn't stay there for like 2-3 weeks and be like, yeah, I'm cool. Nah, I need to be back in London or somewhere else and doing something. So yeah, I'm a bit restless like that.
It's good. I think some people, they kind of think that uni may prevent them from doing what they actually want to do, but you literally made uni work for you, which is perfect. That's what you got to do. I love it. And I mean, we've got one more.
Okay, final one.
Yeah, I mean, this has been cute. This is probably the most recent one that I put up. Your Brit moment. You got invited to the Brit Awards.
Yes.
And actually, when I was scrolling, I saw that, was it the Mobos you performed at?
Yeah.
But now you're like getting invited to red carpet.
I performed at the Brits 2
Brits?
years before that as well. And now it was that again, full circle.
Yeah,
because
everything is meant to be, definitely.
It's mad. And I've been to so many award shows, but as a dancer. So it was nice for once to just have the experience of the other side and like just being fussed over and all those little things that like most people in my position are probably used to. I'm just like, no, this is still, it means something different to me because I was backstage treated very differently and like the whole experience is different. It's great, but it's just very different. And it's just nice to see where like hard work gets you, I guess, at the end of the day. Like 2 years before that, I remember I was in the Stormzy and Burna Boy set, and I remember there was like 40 dancers. Yeah, so
iconic. Yeah.
yeah, and I remember even like everyone being gassed because I had a camera moment, so it was clearly my face in the camera and stuff. And I remember being so gassed at the time, like, yo, I had a camera moment at the Brits, and then to then be at the Brits
as a guest
and watching the Brits, it was completely different. It was just full circle and just it made me super grateful that day. I remember going home and just being so like sober and just thinking, damn, like I did that. That's mad. Like God and I did that. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, again, being fussed over, I never mind. So that was also cute as well, having the stylist and the hairstylist and
you
all
looked
that.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was it. And that was again through TikTok actually. So TikTok invited me to go on behalf of them kind of thing. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I feel like, I mean, looking at your page, I mean, the growth has just been crazy. You're nearly at 1 million followers. Right, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
Trust me, my family remind me every day.
1 million.
Yeah.
What does that even like? I'm thinking 1 million. Like, how does that feel?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I think especially because I still am Nifè to me, I'm just like, no, I'm like 1 million of you sure? Like, okay, cool.
They want you.
Yeah, it's mad, and it's just, again, it changes your life in a way you don't expect, especially when it happens in such a short space of time, because the growth happened during lockdown when everyone was away and I was away. So I'm seeing numbers, I'm not seeing people until I left the house and I start going outside more and I'm like, what's going on? And then moving to places and not really thinking about my security, and then having situations happen where you find where you live, and I was like, okay, so maybe now I have to think of myself as not just Nifè. I have to start thinking, okay, I'm also in some people's eyes like, even saying it is mad to me. I'm like,
I mean,
yeah, it's weird. It's changed my life in a way I didn't think it would. But I guess that's what you ask for when you want to be known, or you want your stuff to reach loads of people. I guess it's what comes with it. Yeah, but it's also opened my eyes up to a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that I could do in the future. So yeah, I can only be grateful for it. But it's one of those balancing acts where you kind of like have to balance the anxiety with all the stuff that you get for free, or all the stuff that you're able to experience because of where you are. So it's a balancing act. But I'm doing
so well with it. You're doing so well. But I mean, like, the million like the goal and like the next thing that you look for? Or, like, what do you wake up every morning and do it for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the followers, the lifestyle, just knowing that you're doing what you love. I mean,
to be honest, for me, it's more about me. So I've always said, like, as soon as I'm not happy doing this or it's too stressful for me, I'll just leave it, because I don't want anything to stress me out, or because of,
as long as it's bringing you happiness,
right? As long as it's bringing me happiness. So like right now I'm in a place of like, I'm trying to think of like what I want to do next, as well as this. Like I want to still dance, of course, but like I want to see what else I can do. So with just my goals, my next one is, of course, I want to hit that 1 million. But after the 1 million, I think I'm good, and I'm gonna chill out, and I'm just gonna focus on the other things that I want to do. And again, I'm not too focused on the million. If it never comes, it never comes. If I get way more than that, amazing. But like, I just want it to happen as it's been happening so far, very organically. I don't want to put too much pressure on it, because before I was just doing what I loved and experimenting and seeing what people would like, and you know, just I was really just playing with what the audience liked and like what I liked, and just coming to this formula and this conclusion of, okay, cool, challenges are my thing, right? Yeah, and it was just, I was doing it out of freedom and no pressure. But now that there's people watching, and you've got like so many people on your page always asking, when's the next challenge, or when are you doing this, and then it adds pressure that I'm starting to realize that I need to get rid of. I don't want to feel pressured by anyone else but myself. So that's where I am currently, basically.
Like this reflection, thinking about the next step. It's been an absolute pleasure. I loved going through your Instagram. I think from literally seeing the early days of Chop Daily, teaching people, okay guys, so this is how you do that. I was like, wow. To now where, I mean, you can't go on TikTok and not see you.
It's crazy.
You're doing something right. You're definitely doing something right. This has been amazing.
Thank you. This was cute, man. I loved going down memory lane with you, especially because I know you and like we're actually cousins. That's it's a nicer place to do it. I love that I've been able to do it with you. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned for episode 3. This has been Behind the Gram. I'm Afia with Making Numbers, and thank you so much, Nifè.
Thank you for having me.
I loved it.
Yes.
Thank you.